you are hearing me, and there is any problem in the sound, then kindly tell me about it. The show is about astrology. Astrology is not a topic that many of us like to discuss in open, but I believe there are few things in it which I have found to be very useful and which can help to solve many problems of yours in life, especially if you're suffering from some psychological distress in life, from something of existential crisis, something which you think that you're not gaining answer from anywhere, not getting answer from source of science, from source of family, or from your own intelligence. At these times, many you approach an astrology. You approach an astrology, an astrologer. Okay, there are two kinds of astrologers: Western astrologers and Indian astrologers. Western astrologers do sun sign astrology. Indian astrologers do moon sign astrology. And many of these astrologers focus on prediction. They predict things. Okay? They predict things. This show is not about prediction. The way I do astrology, the way I have understood astrology, is not through prediction. There are many other forms of the ways in which astrology can is used, like uh, uh, you know, when you are doing psychotherapy of a patient, of your client, and you are using psychodynamic theories, psychoanalytic theories, when you are using Carl Roger's humanistic theories, or you are using cognitive behavioral theories. Now, these are well-made theories, well-made theories that define about the construction of mind, how we, as human beings, think inside, emote inside, feel inside, and what wrong happens in us when we go through some distress in life, some long distress in life, some short distress in life, some daily distress in life. The daily distress is many times called as the stress. Stress. Yeah. How come astrology can help in this? The way I'm saying is that astrology comes in the same league as these branches, as these theories, group of theories. It can help you solve many problems in life. But for that you will have to understand the real astrology. The astrology which doesn't sound like which comes from a medieval age, which is talking about predictions, which is talking about superstition, which is talking about solving problems through some mantras or some running around some trees. No, not that astrology. But the astrology which is scientific, which you can test in life, which you can feel in life, with the help of which you can resolve your inner crisis. Now, that astrology is useful, and I do that kind of astrology. So, if anyone here or any of your friends who wants to understand that kind of astrology, who wants to know how that astrology can help them, then please contact me, join my show. I have my website. The website's name is www.topmindsecrets.com. And I have my Facebook page, which is Secrets of Mind and Astrology. You can come there and also, you know, read a few things. I write a blog on my website. I answer a few questions. And so far, I can see that not many have joined in here. It's my first cam show, and feeling a little bit nervous here, but it's all right. I don't know what is the reach of these shows and what happens in the end. But I hope to connect to at least a few people. It's my belief that you need not change the world by bringing some huge populist changes, but you know Changing just one human being is sometimes brings much more happiness to you than behaving like a politician and going to the public. So if any one of you joins in here, it will be great for me. But in the meantime, I would like to explain what is astrology, what is my theory, and how it can help you. What life of problems can it help you? So, friends, whenever you are there trying to understand what is astrology and how it can help you, always first try to remember the 12 signs which are in order 1 to 12. Okay, 1 to 12. So sign number 1 is Aries. Sign number 1 is Aries. Aries, the ram. Its symbol is ram. Sign is Aries. Okay, it behaves like a newborn child. It has that inner enthusiasm in it. The second sign is Taurus. Third is Gemini. Fourth is Cancer. Fifth is Leo. Sixth is Virgo. Seventh is Libra. Eighth is Scorpio. Ninth is Sagittarius. 10th is Capricorn. 11th is Aquarius. And 12th is Pisces. So all of these signs are in order. They are in order. They are in circle. They are in order. They are in circle. And and when you start understanding them, you start understanding what life is, and you start understanding the cyclicity of the multiple phenomena in nature, especially in our society, especially about the way we live in society with each other. When I'm talking about these 12 signs, the thing is, you are reading about them in morning newspapers, in morning television shows in India, especially. And many a times, it is the sun signs with which people connect to it. The sun signs are based on the date of births, date of births. Okay, so people think that uh, the date of births is the one which is going to define which sun sign they belong to, which characteristic they belong to. And the way I have understood is that the sun sign is not the your real sign. The sun sign uh, doesn't actually tell much about you. Okay, it is not even the moon sign. Then Indian astrologers believe in moon sign. It is not the moon sign. And some say it is ascendant. It is lagna. I'll tell you what lagna is. What ascendant is. What a rising sign is. So it is not even a rising sign. It is not even your sun sign. It is not even your moon sign. But it is the 12th house sign. Okay, it is the 12th house sign. It is the 12th zodiac sign. Sign is the real zodiac sign. So okay, this I wrote through the this chat column here. If anybody asks me something, then I'll answer it through my chat column. So there are not many. Okay, people. So what is the 12th house zodiac sign? Let's try to understand this by taking example of somebody who is famous amongst us. Okay, the best thing when we are trying to analyze something, analyze personality, analyze psychology, it is much better to analyze people around you, analyze your own self. But the problem is that I don't know you, and I don't know the people around you. I know a few famous celebrities, and I know their date of birth, their time of birth, their place of birth. I can see them on the internet, and I can analyze them. So I'm gonna do that. And celebrities charts analysis also helps in communicating the nitties and gritties of astrology, because many people amongst us are connected to the celebrities and their news. And many times, when we become their fans, it's not just because we saw their movies they are handsome many times because we connect with them, we connect with their heart. Many times, people do many things for their favorite actors and actresses, which are beyond imagination. So, to take an example, what example should I take? Let me take an example of Mr. Donald Trump, President Donald Trump. Horoscope. So, to draw somebody's horoscope, there are three things that you need. It is the date of birth, it is the time of birth, it is the place of birth. Okay. When you take these three information and put it in the astrology software, there are multiple softwares available on the internet. So when you put them in the astrology software, what you get is a birth chart. And in that birth chart, you can analyze multiple things, including which zodiac sign affects the person the most. So when we are talking about Mr. Donald Trump, first we need to know about his birth details, his date of birth, his time of birth, his place of birth. Okay. Now the way I think you were saying that I'm trying to search for his date of birth and time of birth, and for that I have written on Google Donald Trump horoscope. When I write Donald Trump horoscope, Google gives me multiple options to search for, and in that I go to astrotheme.com. Okay, on the first page, there is astrotheme.com. It gives the most accurate data according to me. So astrotheme.com, he has given the most accurate data according to me, and I'm going to use the data. So Mr. Donald Trump, his data. Okay, we leave the astrotheme.com. I'm going to use astrosage.com. Astrosage.com. The astrosage.com is here. Okay, the website's name is astrosage.com. Astrosage.com. Helps celebrities birth details. Okay, Caesarean spelling is C. Yeah, C. Donald Trump. Okay, so Donald Trump birth details are: he was born in Jamaica. He's Jamaican born. He was born on 14th June 1946, and his time of birth was 10:54 a.m. Okay, 10:54 a.m. He was born in the morning, 11 o'clock. And his date of birth is 14th June 1946, and he was born in Jamaica with a longitude 73 west and latitude 40 north. When you put all this data into the astrology software, okay, the time zone is 4 hours before GMT. Jamaica is 4 hours before GMT. When you put all this information in the birth chart, in the birth data, in the astrology software, okay, it uses the birth data to draw a horoscope. Okay, what is a horoscope? If this is the picture, okay, this is my mobile, and I can show you. This is like a horoscope. This is from the astrologist from the astrology.com, and this is like the horoscope. So similar, it is in this way. Even you will have a horoscope for you. Okay, even you will have a horoscope for you. What is a horoscope? Horoscope is like a map of life. Okay, it is a map of life. The moment you were born, some stars and planets were surrounding you in a manner that it was it affected your personality, it affected your destiny, it affects how you think right now even, it affects what you are going to think in future, it has affected what you have thought in the past. It is a very important map, fellows. Okay, other than the geographical maps and the GPS and the Google GPS. Okay, and these things help you to manage the physical world. But as far as the managing psychological world is concerned, astrology gives you a map of its own to draw information from that, to seek conclusions, hmm, and to help yourself. So when in this case, in the case of Mr. Donald Trump, when I'm putting this birth data into the astrology software, astrology.com, it says that he's got a he's got a birth chart in which his sun sign comes out to be Taurus. His sun sign is Taurus. His moon sign, which Indians are fond of doing, comes out to be Scorpio, and his rising sign comes out to be Leo. Now, at this point, I would like to say that there is a difference between Western astrology and Indian astrology. There is a difference between the way Western people draw their cosmic map and the way Indian people draw their cosmic map. The way Western people draw their cosmic map is many a times one sign ahead of the Indian zodiac sign. Why is that so? How come there is a difference between Western and Indian zodiac, horoscopes? There is a story to it, fellows. The story is that 2000 years before, both these charts used to be on the same page. Both these charts were similar. It's like the people who were learning and who were researching on the horoscopes, on the horoscope chart, belong to the uh, same community sort of. But afterwards, they divided into two groups, and one group sort of remained in India, and another group moved to Europe. Okay, one group moved to India, and the group moved to Europe. And while the group that was moving to Europe, its research and its charts were lost. Then they decided to rebuild it. The moment that they decided to rebuild it, they used another set of data, another set of research, another set of principles to draw the new chart. And that resulted in a very different chart for them in comparison to the Indian chart. The Indian chart didn't much change. It was based upon the earlier research that both of these groups were doing commonly. And it has remained so throughout the ages. If you look at the Indian chart, even astronomers get astonished by it. They appreciate the Indian chart. They say that people here in India have worked real hard to keep their data in relation to the astronomical bodies, okay, like constellations, like planets, which they are using in their chart analysis. Indians do this very accurately. When it comes to the Western people, the Western astrologers, the way Western maps are drawn, that is based on seasonal changes. Okay. It's like when you talk about the zodiac sign Aries, sun sign Aries. When you talk about sun sign Aries, when on 21st March, the sun is in Aries. Okay, on 21st March, the sun is in Aries, but it is true when you are talking about Western astrology. When you are talking about Indian astrology, on 21st March, it is not in Aries. On 21st March, it is in sign Pisces. When you talk about Indian astrology, and the difference between both these signs is about 23 degrees. The difference between Western and Indian astrology is 23 degrees. The way this degree thing had come, how come it is 23 degrees? The next question is, has it always been 23 degrees? Will it always be 23 degrees difference? And why, if Western astrology is not so correct, how come it is so much dominant? How come it is people like it so much? How come people talk about so much? Okay, the first question, how come there is 23 degrees difference? Fellas, what happens is that when Indian astrologers draw the chart, they draw these zodiac signs, these planets and stars in by taking constellations in the background, by taking constellations in the background of zodiac sign. Okay? By taking stars as constellations and by taking those constellations as the background of the horoscope. Now, these things haven't changed in the last 2,000 years. Okay, but there is a concept called procession of equinoxes. Procession of equinoxes. Now, this is something which Western astrology doesn't take into account. It doesn't have to take into account, but the way it is drawn, the way its principles are based, it doesn't have to take into account the concept of procession of equinoxes. But so, what is the procession of equinoxes? See, when you see into newspapers that sign Aries is from 23rd March to 21st April. If you remember from your geography classes, the 23rd March is the day when day and night are equal. It is the day of equinox. Uh, it is a spring equinox. On this day and night are equal. And from this day onwards, day increases in time and night decreases in time. Okay, then it doesn't remain equal anymore. But on this day and night are equal. And this is one spring equinox. There is another autumn equinox. It occurs on 23rd September. On this day as well, the day and night are equal in duration. So, if this is equinox, then what is the position of equinox? Fellows, for that, we'll have to understand how season occurs on planet Earth. Season occurs on planet Earth due to its tilt about its axis. Earth is tilted at 23 degrees about its axis, and due to this, seasons occur. Okay, now because it is tilted on 23 degrees, and it is moving like this. It is moving on its axis like this. It is not moving like this. It is not moving like this even. It is moving like this. Tilted at. This is Earth's motion. Now suppose you are at this spot, and this is the sun. This is the sun. You are at this spot. The moment Earth is, rotating, and the moment it goes like this, and you are on this spot. Okay, you are on this spot. Well, let me see if I am doing it right. And it is rotating. It is rotating. It is rotating. It came like this. Sun was here. Sun was always here. Earlier you were here. Sun's rays were not falling upon you. Now you are here, and sun's rays are directly falling upon you. And likewise, it will move again. It will rotate again, come again and again and again. If you see, these are sun's rays. The sun's rays have a nature that they are direct from this point, and they diffuse when you move from this point to this point, or from this point to this point. Now, if Earth would have been straight, and this was the point where you were, and Earth was rotating like this, like this, like this, like this, the whole circle which it would have made, that whole circle would have fallen into some single zone of sun's ray. Okay, if you were on the equator, then sun's ray would have always fallen upon you, in the middle. If you were on Tropic of Cancer, the sun's rays would have never reached you directly. It would have always been indirectly. And if you were on some altitudes higher, you would be never getting sunlight, even in a year. but we know it doesn't happen so in that way. Even on poles, the there occurs a 6 month duration when sunlight is more. There occurs 6 month duration when sunlight is less. It occurs because of the Earth's tilt. It occurs because Earth is not this way, but Earth is this way. When Earth is this way, when Earth is tilted this way. Here, here you are. You were supposed if here it was winter. No, even if it would have been straight, you were supposed to be here. Okay, when Earth would have rotated and you would have moved here, you would have received some amount of sunlight which was not direct. But it doesn't happen so because Earth is tilted. So when you are here, and Earth moves like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, you come into here. Okay, you come. You are not at this altitude, but you have reduced your altitude. You have come much more closer to the equator, and you have come into contact with the sun rays, which are much more direct. So when you come into that spot, you experience summer. You experience much more heat. Okay. So fellows, I'm not much into geography, but I'm trying to understand and I'm trying to communicate to you how seasons occur on planet Earth. I hope I have communicated well. So when I'm talking about seasons, how come it is related to the astrology? How come it is related to the Indian and Western astrology? How come it is related to the 23-degree difference between Indian and Western astrology? So what happens is that when Western astrologers were redrawing their charts after their charts were lost, I think it was burned. It was burned by invaders in Constantinople or somewhere. I don't remember it exactly, but there is some story like that. So when they were redrawing the charts, what they did was they thought that we should take into account seasons of Earth, the way seasons occur on Earth, the way seasons change on Earth from summer to winter, from winter to summer. We must think of ourselves in relation to the sun and not in relation to anybody else, not stars, not anybody else, but we must think of ourselves in relation to the sun. And for that matter, we can take into account seasons. Okay? It's like when you are saying that today is 21st March, and today the day and night is equal. Today the sun's rays are falling on us as equal. Falling on us, I mean, 23rd March. Mm, Forgetting a few concepts. I think I must prepare it well and I'll present it to you sometimes. I'm waiting for people, but nobody is coming here. I'm actually here to solve your problems. If you would give me some problems, then I'll show you how one can solve the problem. I was taking this into returns in horoscope, and in that horoscope, I gave you data. So he was born in Jamaica. He was born at I think 10:30 a.m. and he was born in 1948. And his sun sign comes out to be Taurus. His moon sign comes out to be Scorpio, and his rising sign comes out to be Leo. And I was talking about the fact that when you put these details into the Indian astrology charts versus the Western astrology charts, the Indian astrology is 23 degrees behind the Western astrology charts. It's like there is a chance that in Western astrology charts, his moon sign will be one sign ahead. Moon sign will be Sagittarius. His sun sign will not be Taurus, but his sun sign may be Gemini. And his rising sign may not be Leo, but his rising sign may be Virgo. So in Western astrology charts, every data is almost one sign ahead of it, one sign ahead of it, and it happens because of you know few details that Indian astrologers take into account and Western astrologers do not take into account. Do not take into account, but Indian astrologers still take them into account, and they use this, and because of this, the understanding of the person and understanding of astrology and the prediction that people make in astrology, it differs. It differs in both the worlds. It differs in both the systems. I myself believe in astrology much more, but I do believe in the principles of Western astrology. I do believe that the way Western people practice their astrology, in terms of personality, in terms of the way they see that you belong to this sun sign, so you have this characteristic, and you have this thing positive, that thing negative, and if you improve upon these things, your life will improve. I totally believe in these things. In fact, I include those things into my practice. But when it comes to which chart is correct, which chart is accurate, I use Indian astrology chart. I have experimented on this. I have made my data, and I have seen that when you use Indian astrology in day-to-day practical life, it gives you much more information. It gives you much more help rather than the Western astrology chart. But after this, I would like to say that there is one more detail that I use which many people do not use, and with the help of which I find the data and information, the things to be much more accurate. It is called 12th house zodiac sign. I've written there 12th house zodiac sign. So 12th house zodiac sign. What is the 12th house zodiac sign? 12th house zodiac sign is the real zodiac sign of a person. It's like in Donald Trump's case, I would say that his real zodiac sign is Cancer. It's not Scorpio, it's not Taurus, it's not Leo, but it's Cancer. How come it's Cancer? See, when I showed you the horoscope, okay, this is the horoscope. This, this is the horoscope of Mr. Donald Trump, President of the United States of America. This is horoscope. You can see on the top, okay, on the top here, there's five number. There's five number. And you can see there are other numbers as well. There's six number, there's seven number, there's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4. Somewhere here. Somewhere here. 4. 4. Okay. Now that 4 number is what I am saying is the real zodiac sign of Mr. Donald Trump. This is what I do new. This is what I have learned new in astrology. This is what I want to teach, and I want to help. I want to communicate to people around the world that that if you use this thing as the real zodiac sign into your daily life, uh, even into the way that you read your forecast in morning newspapers, it will help you a lot. Rather than reading your sun signs or moon signs or signs based on your date of birth, rising signs, it is the 12th house zodiac sign that gives you much more accurate data. Okay. So according to me, the Donald Trump is Cancer. He's not Leo. He sounds like a Leo. He may be making big noise. Okay. He's not a Scorpio. He may sometimes have too much courage. Or he may sound like he's too sexy or too courageous, too much into depths of life, but that's not so. He's not a Taurus, okay? He's not these fake signs, but he's a Cancer. Cancer is a sensitive sign, it's a caring sign, it's a motherly sign. Now you would say to me that Donald Trump is not a sensitive guy, he's not a caring guy. I'd say that he's not that good of a Cancer. Maybe he's not. He doesn't accept his good qualities. He doesn't accept his sensitivity. He doesn't accept his motherly nature. Rather, he's drawn way too much into the negatives of Cancer sign, Cancer zodiac sign. The Cancer zodiac sign negative side is that it becomes sometimes too much patriotic, too much narrow-minded into, you know, uh, my country, my thing, my emotions. I was hurt, so I'm going to take revenge. And you know, when Cancer is bad, when Cancer zodiac sign is bad, it forgets about its sensitivity and it starts behaving like a Capricorn or a Taurus zodiac sign. It starts being mean, it starts being materialistic, it starts talking in terms of money and talking in terms of power. That's what Mr. Donald Trump does. But then still, I would say that he has a lot of potential to be here. There are many stories which I have heard, which I read on the internet that yeah, many times he gave tips to people. It's like um, which were larger in an amount that they had expected from him. And when they said to the Mr. Donald Trump that, "Sir, I'm not going to take your trip, and or should I return something? Should I return some change?" He said, "No, just keep it in your pocket." And this is just one of the stories. There are many other stories of Mr. Donald Trump where he has helped people. He has helped people behind the scene. This may not have come in newspapers or in media, but he does so. He does so. He's caring. Even, even I don't know if many people may differ from me, may rebuke at me. The hell are you saying? But I believe that when he talks about that Indian people should not remain, that the jobs which multinational companies in the United States of America give to the Indians and Chinese, they should remain in the United States of America. I believe there's not exactly some cruel person in him talking. There's a caring person in talking. There's a caring person in him talking. Maybe she should talk much more sensibly, but it's not like he's cruel. He wants to care for people, and he wants to care for people of his own country, and he wants them to be happy. And when he sees that the most basic thing in life that you need is money, and that you need is some few materials, that you need some family, and something to buy from a market, and at least live for a day. And for that, you need a job. For a job, you need qualification. Okay, people need to be qualified much more in USA. But another thing is that the MNCs sometimes use some tricks based on gains of profit and loss. Like they see that when you outsource some job to Indians and Chinese, it's much more cheaper than when you get the task done by a USA employee. So they give that jobs to the Indians and Chinese. So this is what Mr. Donald Trump found to be quite not good. And on this basis, he said that the job should remain in USA. And with his decision, many of the people in India are offended. They don't find it good. It may be that it was not exactly his decision, and this was running into the White House for a long time. But I believe that with his entry into the White House, the game, this decision took it to it got accelerated. When you start understanding what astrology is, when you start reading what astrology is, you realize that many things which appear to you before your naked eye is not what actually is in life. Donald Trump may appear such a cruel person, such a mean mind person, such a sexist person. Well, he does have his faults, man. And even these faults can be seen in his horoscope. Okay, okay. Let's not just rebuke at me that hey, I seen everything in horoscope. Yes, I will say I do see this. Many things can be seen in horoscope if you have the right eye to see it. Okay? It's not the sun sign, it's not the moon sign, it's not the rising sign, but it is the total sign. When you start seeing the things from 12th house zodiac point of view, you start seeing the reality of life. So when I start seeing Mr. Donald Trump's horoscope by taking into account his Cancer zodiac sign as the first house, Cancer zodiac sign as the first house, and Leo in the second, and Virgo in third, likewise. Okay, so these are complicated terms, friends. I'll tell you these things in later on. Okay, what is a house? Uh, what is it planet? What is exactly a zodiac sign? But for now, just understand that Donald Trump is not an insensitive person according to astrology. He's a very sensitive guy, and but astrology also says that many times we are not real. We are not true to our. We are not in connection with our real nature. Donald Trump doesn't accept his sensitivity well. Otherwise, he would have handled many issues in his life nicely, not in the manner that it appears in media, not in the manner that he speaks bluntly many times. So astrology has a scope, man. Just think about it. Donald Trump understands these things. If Donald Trump listens to me or to any other person who's talking to him in this manner. That's why you need to generate, you need to be real to your sensitive nature. Then maybe we can have a president of a great country, a president who can bring some nice changes. Otherwise, it's always the same story. You know that. Okay? It's always the same story. The president of the United States is always focused on power, is always focused on making America great. It's not something new. People have done this in the past. People have done this in the past, and they suffered their failures, they suffered their disappointments. And I believe he's not to the same category, but he can be different provided he understands that he connects with his real nature. You don't have to change much in life. You just have to connect with your real self. You just have to connect with your real self. It's not just about Donald Trump. It's about everybody amongst us. It's about all the 7 billion people on Earth. If we connect to our real selves, we can change planet Earth, man. We can change humanity. We can change everything on planet Earth. But it's sad state that we do not do this. We do not do this. We do not even come to know throughout our lives what our true nature was. I've seen this in case of many people who are aged, who are 70 years old, 80 years old, 60 years old. Even these guys are not true to their nature. And it is because of this I see that many problems in their lives occur. Okay. There are social reasons from problems as well. There are political reasons for problems as well. There are economic reasons for political problems as well. But there are psychological reasons too. And if you can manage psychological reasons, you can be happy even in the state of destitute, in the state of poverty, in the state of scanty. Okay, so I took the data of Donald Trump and I told you that his real zodiac sign is Cancer. When I do it according to the Indian astrology chart, the analysis goes further. I can do it further, but it's always been 40 minutes, and I'm going to stop this webcam. I'll be back. I don't know when. If I get a good response, maybe, or if you will ask me something. Oh, obviously, next time, since I have to do a few more things. It's like this time in this video, I didn't explain much to you about 23-degree difference, the one zodiac sign difference between Indian and Western astrology. I'll present it to you in the next webcam, and I'll present it to you a few more details about people, about famous celebrities. I'll take the same example of Mr. Donald Trump, and I'll tell you that why he behaves so mean, how he can be nice or even more nice, or is there any more possibility to him other than being a Cancer? If he's a Cancer, if he's a nice guy, if he's a motherly guy, how come he's not behaving like that? Is there any other reason? What are the reasons basically that this guy doesn't behave like unconditional mother, but he behaves like a superior to you kind of person? They're like a supremacist. Why is that so? How he can change, and that will help every person who is listening to me who belongs to the Cancer zodiac sign. That if you belong to the Cancer zodiac sign, okay, it's not the Cancer sun sign, it's not the Cancer moon sign, it's not the Cancer rising sign, but it's the Cancer and the 12th of zodiac sign. Everybody who belongs to that zodiac sign, it will help you understand your own nature. It will help you to mitigate the problems in your own life. Okay, I'll explain this, and I have to explain this in multiple uh, webcams and multiple audios and videos, and what are our real personalities and how we can all change our current state of life if we are into destitute, how we can achieve much more than we are already doing, and how we can be finally happy and satisfied. And astrology help into this. Yes, astrology can, and I'll show you how it can. How, I myself have found a few jewels in this. Fellas, thank you. Stop it here. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you. Chemistry. Mhm. Chemistry.